dumbass. Bitch.
I would slap the shit out of that bitch!
I would bloody slap the shit out of this bitch if I saw this bitch in real life. What would you do?
Slap this bitch! What a bloody bitch on bitch! This bloody bitch would get so many slaps, I would slap the shit out of this bitch!
You're the bloody bitch. Bitch. Bitch.
Ugly.
Bitch.
Be honest. Roblox stores in 2022. Peak Roblox stores now. Yeah. Something went wrong. And before the comments explode, no, I don't hate the game. I used to love it. That's exactly why this hurts. The fear is gone back then. Doors was scary. You didn't know what was coming. Every door felt dangerous. Now, everything is predictable. Rush. Hide, ambush. Count the passes, figure. Same library puzzle again. It's not horror anymore. It's a routine. Too much try-hard content. The game went from simple, creepy, atmospheric to how many mechanics can we stack on top of each other? Modifiers, overcomplicated updates, achievements that feel more like chores than challenges. It feels like the game is trying way too hard to stay relevant. Updates that miss the point. New content isn't bad. But Doors updates feel like they forget what made the game good. Instead of atmosphere and tension, we get louder sounds, brighter visuals, and gimmicks that wear off after one run. More stuff doesn't always mean better gameplay. Community burnout. Let's be real. Everyone's played this game 100 times. Speedrunners optimized it. YouTubers milked it. Friends stopped getting scared. Once the mystery is gone, Doors has nothing left to hide behind. Doors isn't unplayable. It's just not special anymore. It went from a horror experience to a checklist simulator. There's still more to go over, so let my good friend ProLhero tell you more. Floor 2 overall was a really high quality update, at least in visuals in my opinion. On release the game of course had a ton of bugs, such as mobile devices being unable to play for months, and the entities being cranked up to 11 as well as after door 150. There was way too much entity and hazard spam to where it caused lag on lower end devices and made getting through the floor really tiresome and miserable. For example, you could have a generator puzzle with glow bats and ambush, as well as eyes in the room too. With having to alternate from lockers due to how hide works, the seat chase in Floor 2 is miserable too. The first one on mobile feels a bit off, and the controls are scuffed. The Grumble's Nest was and still is extremely annoying to play through as it can take up to 30 minutes if you're unlucky with the spawns. Sometimes you could be right there, but you get cornered by two Grumbles and die cause you get flung after being hit by one, or just stunned and plopped right next to them. On release and for days the mines was stupidly difficult to play through, which could be why some people just gave up on the game due to how its difficulty felt artificially made, at times, and felt more like just plain bad luck than a skill issue with how you died. Unlike in the other floors, you can say skill issue all you want, but you gotta admit it's not fun getting swarmed by so many entities at once. After a few days, or a month after release it was nerfed, but even then it still felt like a slog, with the Grumble Nest still being annoying, and how you can just end up being stuck due to the Grumbles staying in one spot making you unable to progress. As well as the game just felt the same. You can argue the games it's inspired by Spooky's Jumpscare Mansion, and rooms are also samey. But at least with Spooky's it changes it up with the reoccurring entities you deal with instead of hide in a closet or run away mechanic. With the boss entities of Floor 2 Seek's encounters feel clunky, especially on mobile, with how sometimes your jump just either doesn't work or you barely make it even when you timed it right and die cause of it. The second seat chase in the mines also while a bit unique. It's just Floor 1's second seat chase again for half of it, with the Queen Grumble in it, which adds a bit of uniqueness, but gameplay-wise does nothing. And the old version was just painful to get through. Playing through the old version is the equivalent of water torture. Floor 2, while yes another floor that's supposed to be difficult, every time you died in the floor it just felt like bad luck. Heck, the last time I remember not dying a pure bull in the floor was when I didn't know what any entity did. Figures library after 3 replays just feels like a genuine slog and uninteresting to get through, especially with how it's just crouched throughout the entire thing while occasionally avoiding figure. A side note for the rooms, a 90, and overall length of it is the same as Spooky's Jumpscare Mansion, which is fine, but unlike Spooky's, which is more forgiving with save points every 150th doors. The room is just a pure endurance test, which at first before the backdoor update was worth it given a night vision iPad that lets you see through walls, which was then replaced by a jug of starlight that has limited uses and makes it just feel more of a flex now instead of an item worth your effort. And a 90 is just annoying and could be due to my lower end device. Weird. He just feels clunky and sometimes even when I don't move he still damages me. But this is just a nitpick, but I think you should get a chance to stop moving instead of just stop moving immediately after he appears to prevent lag spike from being your downfall. Alright, well that's it for today's video. I would like to thank ProLhero for collaborating and saying his views on doors. I personally agree with him a lot, but make sure to like and subscribe to him, and like and subscribe to me. And I'll see you all in the next one.